Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business. It's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. We'd like you to sit back, relax, have your favorite beverage of preference, coffee, tea. I'm having water this morning and join in the conversation. So welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing this morning, Fran?
I am doing very well.
Good, good. We are just excited because, every Monday these conversations, well, really every day, these conversations are about our audience. And so today, what do we have on the topics?
We are talking about noticing feedback,
Mm, mm-hmm.
noticing the feedback. And this could be from your family, could
Mm.
be from people around you. In business, we're talking about noticing the feedback from your clients, your customers, perhaps even competitors, but just
Wow.
noticing feedback, right? Um, um, and let me see, where did I go here? It's like tuning your antenna to the right frequency. So tuning in, leaning in, listening, and seeing what people are really saying, or are they getting what you're trying to say? I
Mm.
remember I took a class on communication, and the message is not communicated if the person did not react in the way that you wanted them to react. And that could
Mm.
be for several different reasons. It could be that you didn't articulate what you wanted, and or what you wanted wasn't clear,
Okay.
or they didn't interpret what you wanted in the manner that you wanted it to be interpreted. Could be they didn't get it. They didn't get what you was trying to say, basically. So there could be different reasons, and so that's why we need to tune in. Can you hear me now? You are your customers are talking. Your community is talking. The people who get you, who want feedback, they're all talking. But do you hear them now? Maybe we should have titled that, "Do you hear me now?" Um,
Well, the question is, are we listening?
and you have to listen to hear. Are you listening for their voice? And I know Terry Johnson, she'll be on tomorrow. She talks about social listening when you're going in and you're in maybe Facebook groups or you're in something. What's the, reading the room, so to speak? You go in, what are the talking? What is your customer or the people you connect with, what are they feeling right now in this in this moment in time? We got political stuff happening all around us. What is the vibe from the people that you are connecting with? What is that like? Your audience, your community, what are they feeling? Are they feeling safe? Are they feeling secure? Are they feeling hopeful? What's the vibe? So tuning in to that, notice the feedback, noticing what's going on. Thank you, listening to them. And Facebook user, put your name in there so we can, I speak with you by name. So, are you leaning in, listening in?
Mhm. Oh, it's TK.
Hey, TK,
Good
and
morning.
figuring out, okay, what do they want? Are you noticing?
Mark's here.
Good morning, Mark. Mark says, you have to also learn to ask the right questions so that feedback is focused.
Mm. Okay.
That's the
That's real.
Right. And okay, so
Narrow
if
it.
if you use Chat GPT, you got to ask the right questions to get the result that you want from it.
Mhm.
It's even with Siri or Alexa, you still have to formulate the question in the right manner, or you're going to get some wild answer. I can't do.
Mhm. That's
Okay.
true. And if it's too broad, you know what I'm saying? You're subject to get an answer to a different definition of what you asked for.
Right.
Max has a comment here.
So what are you doing with the information?
Mhm. Mhm.
Right. So that's the thing too. After you've heard them, are you implementing steps to address their concerns?
Mhm.
Because you do have the possibility of saying, whatever, I'm still going to go this way, right? You still have choices after you've asked the questions. Um, and it's also about being open to what customers, employees, and are saying about you. Are you open to that? Mm.
And I don't know what we mean by open, meaning are we really willing to receive it? Is that what we mean by being open
Mhm.
to it?
Are you open to, well, I don't like them cookies. Perhaps
Mhm.
you could put, walnuts in it or something. Are you open to that? Or are you just like, well, no, this is the way we do it. There are companies who are very hard nosed about certain things,
Mhm.
and that's okay. But if several different people, customers come and say, perhaps we should do it this way. Perhaps we should do it. Maybe there's something that's,
Mm, that's worth listening to.
mhm.
And yes, so are you going to respond to feedback so
So
people know
point,
you got the feedback?
case in point, I went to a certain grocery store
Hmm.
and I asked them, do they deliver? Oh, we'll never do that. Um, we have several members of the community, elderly, people who broke their leg, something, cannot get to the grocery store, can't drive, whatever. But you are going to cut off that segment of your audience because we will never deliver.
And there are not a lot. There are some stores that are actually cutting back on their delivery services now that the pandemic is over. But people have become accustomed to that, and they may find that that's not a good move.
And I'm like, don't do that because I've come accustomed to it. I was like, oh, this is genius. Bring it to me. I don't have to get out the house, get dressed, and
It's like any
maneuver.
other service. If people are willing to pay for it, maybe it's valid.
Right. And this is a well-known store, and they just like, we'll never do that. So now you have to battle going into the store with a lot of people. And I was like, yeah, okay. Mark says, when I
Hmm.
was conducting change management initiatives in large organizations, feedback data formed the design of the programs and the assessment of satisfaction and effectiveness.
Hmm.
It sets the culture for the organization. Employee feedback. Could we have the light on in the bathroom? Something. You gotta listen. Okay. The
Oh my
Mark
gosh.
further says, he said the questions had to be thoughtfully designed, focused with the right combination of open and close-ended questions. So yes, communication is really key.
Hmm.
But this side of communication is really key, which is the listening side, which is the noticing things. Um, People tell me I notice things, namely my husband. He says, you notice everything. I notice stuff. May not say anything, but I like I'm watching a movie. hey, her hair is different. It was in the last scene, she had it like this, and now this scene, I'm like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I need to notice what my customers are saying.
Mm-hmm.
Practicing my observation skills. Did they teach that in school where you had to, they showed you something and then you identify all of the stuff that was in the picture?
And how it's different from the other picture. Yes. Yes. They have a lot of
Observation,
apps like that too.
right? Observation.
Mm-hmm.
What are you noticing about your clients? Are they waning? Are they looking in a different direction?
Or
Or
their eyes rolling back because you've been talking too long. You know what I mean? It's like about the same thing. They're like, didn't we talk about this last week for 20 minutes? And I thought we resolved it. Now they just zone out. Have they zoned out?
and they're giving you, because feedback can be verbal or
Mm-hmm.
nonverbal.
Mm-hmm.
The nonverbal feedback, like you said, with the rolling of the eyes, that's nonverbal feedback, like you're doing too much. So when you're having a conversation with somebody and they go, did you notice that they are not in tune?
Well,
I
I
noticed.
think we notice this more in children and teenagers because they don't care about sighing because they haven't been taught to disguise.
Your frustration. So I remember one time when we were talking to a coach, I think it was, and we were talking to them, and they were and they're on the phone, They were not listening. People talk about multitask. There is no such thing as multitask. There are tasks that can be done in succession, but there is no multitasks. And so the person is doing this and trying to have a conversation with you. You can't have a conversation with two people and get it right on both of
Mm.
those conversations. You will have missed some key elements on this one and some key elements on this conversation. And then both people are like,
I think also a lot of times if you have things in your um, business or your workplace, like suggestion boxes, and nothing really happens from the suggestions that happen in the box, or they're not announced so that people know that they were heard and that something is being done. They're being rewarded because a lot of times when people are rewarded for the things they put in the suggestion box, they don't want to share it with their coworkers because, you know, they don't want to say that their area could be improved or whatever. They just don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not always a thing where they want to share it. So then how do the people giving input feel noticed and recognized and that it's a valid process?
mm, just saying.
I
So,
I've told of a story of a janitor in an organization, and he just kept putting these little suggestions in the suggestion box. And by the time he retired, he was a millionaire because they would compensate people for valid suggestions. But he never shared the fact that he was making these suggestions with his coworkers or his supervisor, or you know what I'm saying?
mhm, but
So
hey,
would they have gotten more suggestions had they let everybody know that they noticed this?
I don't know. Let's get to some of these comments here. Mark says many organizations strategically design their feedback forms so that they will always emerge with the favorable results with the clear intention of avoiding the areas where they know that they are weak. They go, it's like, okay, we're not going to, let's just put that under the rug. We don't need to talk about that.
Let's not ask about it. We know they're not happy. So
Just,
let's just skip over here. Do you like the free coffee?
we don't have to talk about that.
We don't have to talk about the stale donuts. Let's just talk about
I think this is TK. What about when you have a customer or a client who needs something but doesn't know what it is that they need? Listening and being able to ask the right questions. They need listening and being able to ask the right questions. And that's almost like being a therapist when you, because we do it, don't quite know what I need help with. I know I need help, but I can't tell you how I need you to help me.
My feedback, come back when you know what the rock looks like. I'm not going up and down this beach bringing you a million rocks. You don't know what you want.
And that's why I said a therapist may need and maybe a business therapist where you can just sit down. So what do you think about that? What, and see, Mark could be the business therapist because he could kind of pull out of them. But somebody, we need business therapy. Sit down. I know I need to do this, but I don't know why I'm feeling apprehensive. And some people need to be able to talk it through, to be able to say and articulate what it is. That's it. But they couldn't get it out. And Mark has another comment here. Let's see. In one organization, after examining the data and employee feedback, I told the execs that if they truly wanted effective change, they were going to need to start by publicly admitting their missteps. Also, what? Transparency is a way of addressing the feedback that you've gotten from some people just don't, like Terry said, they want to, let's not talk about that. And they want to put it under the rug. But if you just like, so you put that out like that, own it. Just like, you know what? I don't know what I was thinking, but yep, I blew that. What's a better way that you got any suggestions on a better way we could have handled that? Instead of, don't look at the man behind the curtain.
A little honesty doesn't hurt anybody. Can we get some honesty up here, and can we create a safe zone before we start asking people to just open up?
Right. Woo, just like, come, yeah. And because it's just like if a kid doesn't feel safe to express to the parents about something that went on, if they say, I took the cookie, and they know they're going to get blasted for taking the cookie, they're not going to open up about taking the cookie. But if we make the place for the community or our customers to say, you know, I didn't really like that. But you know what I mean? Giving a safe place for our customers and our community to be able to express themselves, so to speak. Hey, Dr. Tachi. Mark says they would not do it because of hubris and because of their liability. They were guilty. Lawyers said absolutely not. My response, where do you want to invest, in court or your organization?
That's something to chew on. Thank you, Mark.
It really is. I was like, wow. I like providing a safe space for your customers and your clients to share feedback that may be uncomfortable with you. I'm going to tell a personal story. I was, okay, and this is like anyway, I was out showing a house or something, and little kids will say stuff. They will be honest and just tell you stuff. So you know what the little kid told me? I'm walking in and out of this house doing stuff, walking around with their parents, and your ankles are ashy.
Oh my gosh.
I said, okay, Now, I could have reacted in several different ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, adults are not going to tell you
Mm-mm.
stuff. But I took it, I'm like, okay. So he pointed out a flaw.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter the reason, but he pointed out a flaw and I could fix, right? So that I can take care of it and make sure that that doesn't happen again. That's the way I took it. Or I can talk about this is a little da 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 kid. Or why didn't the parent? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. All of that. The kids are just.
They're gonna just tell you straight up. Or you might have some customers that'll just tell you straight up, these cookies are not good. And
Mm-hmm.
you can be crushed, or you can make changes, or you can shift, or you can, oh, okay, I need to slow down, take more time, put a little bit more walnuts in the cookies, or put some more something in, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they
Or
felt.
find out what are the most popular cookies for the general public if you're serving the general public.
Or if your customers, like, who eats um I used to work in a care facility, and
Mm-hmm.
they would have this peaches and cottage cheese. I was like, whose idea was this?
Mm-hmm.
Is this old people food? What is the
I
peaches
don't
and
know because
cottage
I hate
cheese?
cottage cheese. But anyway,
Well, they don't sell much of it more anymore, do they? They have it, but
I guess not. I don't know because I don't
I
buy it.
was I was like, who said this was a good menu item?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe their community, were the people eating it because that was all there was, and so the other people were thinking, wow, they really like it. No, they're
When was
eating
the
it.
last time they took a customer survey?
Do
Ah,
we like
mhm,
peaches and cottage cheese? I was like, so are we listening, or
mhm.
are we holding our community hostage to what it is we think they want?
Oh, that's a good way to explain it. You
And
will
then
buy this because this is all we got.
Mark has another comment. He says, I went to a progressive dinner when I was in high school at one house. They served peaches topped with cottage cheese. We thought, we thought it was whipped cream. We hid our plates under the couch. They serve peaches with, okay, come on. Terry, you are
I
muted.
guess I guess they could make it look pretty too. You know what I mean? Like
They thought it was whipped cream. I was
and
like,
peaches. Yeah.
so apparently they were not talking to teenage kids. Okay. It's like, oh, we are not eating
Oh my
this.
gosh.
We hid our plates under the couch. Okay. Uh-uh. But anyway, what are your customers not telling you, or what are they telling you that you don't want to fess up to or don't want to address? And the case with the senior community, they were held hostage. Like, what we gonna do? Complain? We may not we may not get nothing to eat if we complain about this.
Mm-hmm.
The food was not, appetizing at all. And, therefore, some family members were sneaking in burgers and some other stuff.
Oh my goodness. So the question is, are we listening? Are well not listen, are we even noticing when people actually take time out of their busy schedule to give us feedback? How many times have you bought something or received a service and couple of hours or minutes or whatever after you walk out the door, they send you a survey? Do we, when we fill it out, do they listen?
Mhm.
Like I didn't like having to sit 45 minutes before I was waited on when my appointment was at such and such a time. Maybe you need more help or you need to space out these appointments because my time is important. Well, that's feedback.
Right. And are you gonna do something? Are you gonna adjust the schedule? Or are
Or
you gonna
just make them live with it. Because
unfortunately, a lot of people just make you live with it. And but with the world is where it is now, you can go somewhere else.
absolutely. And not only that, you can charge more if you need to space the appointments out. People's time is important to them and they will pay, not to have to sit there and wait.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of
Remember
ways where it's a win-win for people.
remember the days when you would go to the hair salon and they try and stack people? With this person, then this person, and then they were trying to maneuver you, work you in and stuff like that. Mark said, if you're gonna make me wait, get some magazines that came out
Oh,
after 2012.
yeah, they've been sitting there forever. And here's the thing, I don't even know if I want to pick up a magazine in a medical facility. Ah, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
here's the other thing. Have Wi-Fi if you're gonna make me wait.
You know what I mean? Because I can at least, if I'm watching a movie, I'm not noticing the time as much.
But yeah, there are some places that, and we're just saying, notice the feedback your customers are giving you, your community is giving you, whether that feedback is um, verbal or nonverbal.
Mhm.
Yeah, somebody says some good music. Do something. Just not the
How about
elevator music,
if
but
your customer says, I would prefer a text? Don't keep sending me a letter. Remember I told you about my optometrist? I I have not been back. Mm-mm.
because they did not want to send you a text. They didn't even want to do email.
And I realized, hey, if they're not keeping up with that, they're probably not keeping up with the industry. I'm done.
And you could be messing with my eyes. I'm like, nah.
Okay.
You
I
need,
need
you
these
need the new
suckers
mail.
for quite a while. Okay.
And if TJ was here, she would tell us about social listening, going out into groups and where your clients and customers hang out. Go hear what they're saying.
Mhm.
What are the pet peeves of somebody using this particular product? If you are about to launch something, find out what other people are saying about that product. Well, I don't
Mhm.
like how this the fit was too tight, or the data, whatever it was. Figure out what the pain points are, fix those pain points, and then introduce that to your audience. But people will spout off about different things. And then the next thing is, when you get a comment that is not favorable, are you going to take it to heart
Mhm.
and do something about it, or take it to heart and get mad and, well, I don't need them anyway? You got to make a decision on what the response is going to be to a negative feedback, and understand that there are some people who just do negative feedback just for the sake of doing negative feedback.
Mhm. But it's really important. Now, I think this is something we need to touch on. Feedback is important because people are looking at um, when people make comments on products. You know what I'm saying? Reviews, when people are doing reviews. And
Mhm.
I saw a segment this morning on TV about how one man went into a hot dog shop. There was nobody in there, and he took a picture of the guy standing at the door, waiting for the customers to come in. And when he sat down and ate his hot dog, he said, "This is one of the best hot dogs I've ever had." He wasn't big on social media, but he went on his Facebook page and posted the fact that this is a great hot dog. I don't know why this place is empty. And look, the guy's over here waiting for customers to come in. There's no waiting. He has been busy ever since. And when they interviewed the guy who left the review, well, not really the review, but the comment, um, he said, no, it's not something I normally do, but it just freaked me out that the hot dogs were so good. This guy didn't have any customers. So it can make a difference in your business.
Mm-hmm.
It can make a difference in your life, how people want to react and connect with you. So I think people think that those days are over, but it's not.
It is not.
That the opinion of one person does not matter. It matters.
It really does matter. And your opinion to the people who serve you matters,
Mm-hmm.
just as the opinion of your community and your clients matter to you. So that's our conversation for today. Thank you for tuning in. Now, we'll let you know we got First Mondays coming up today. We will be at Seasons 52 in Sacramento, California. I'm going to bring Terry in on StreamYard, I think it is. Okay. And see if we can pull it into the room. The thing anyway. Trying to pull that into the room because it's fun. Putting my tech skills together. So I want to say this about Mark's podcast. It's back. Did they pay the ransom, Mark? Okay. Today's podcast for anyone who is interested is focus. What is the key to happiness? And this is the 4-minute mark. And go check out his podcast. Follow his podcast wherever you get your podcasts. I suggest you do it on YouTube. Follow his YouTube channel or Apple or Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. The 4-minute mark. You got 4 minutes. So check it out. And back to our First Monday event. It is happening today at Seasons 52 at a new time, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You get a little lunch, and we have, let me bring her up. We've got a special guest coming in today. And our guest today will be Gail Guest Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I have this open, but okay. I had her over there.
Mm-hmm. That was the correct
slide. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can do that again. I had the right picture up. But anyway, Gail Guest Brown is our speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to be talking about the art of negotiation. We will also have a little presentation from Lakeisha Appleton, Beauty by LA, VIP Beauty by LA. She'll be talking to us about some things happening about getting our skin and face ready for the new season. So if you are in the area, we invite you to stop by. It'll be at Seasons 52 on Arden Fair Mall in Sacramento. Lunch is great. I wonder if they're in their spring season.
That's a good question.
Yeah, they have really good, they do the
seasonal
food
menus.
Seasonal, yeah. And so, I'm looking forward to that asparagus soup and something else. They really have really good food, all under 595 calories.
Mm-hmm.
But they're really good. So if you're in the area, join us. Also, consider joining BizChicks. You can do that by texting biz to 33777. Or you can go to bizchicks.net and become a part of the community. We are always here Monday through Friday to bring you what we trust will be information that will help you take the hassle out of your hustle. So Mondays is our coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations. Tuesday, we are here with Terry Johnson online, all the way from New York City, talking social media and digital marketing. Wednesdays, we have Coach Karen coming in from Toronto, Canada, talking about your money mindset. And then on Thursday, Robin Shimizu with Healthy Habits. And then the tech divas are in the house, including Dr. Tachi uh, and TJ.
Mhm.
We are talking tech. With all of the stuff happening in tech, you need to be there because we're sorting through things, finding out about different things. There, you can learn about new uh, platforms and programs and things of that
Mhm.
nature to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. So we thank you for tuning in today. Terry, is there anything else you wanted to add?
I just want to remind you guys that we look forward to serving you. We appreciate your feedback.
Yes, we do. Let us know what you want to hear about, or if something that resonates with you, or something that didn't resonate with you, and that we should kind of fix
Improve.
it. Let us know. We'd
Okay.
like to hear from you.
And we look forward to seeing you today at 11:30 Pacific time, 1:30 Central time.
And
See you
if we
later.
can get it to go live, you'll get a notification. If you're on our YouTube channel, you'll get a notification. So just kind
Stay
of,
tuned.
mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye bye.